we started off with our party leaving their new home in New Hope, headed to see the mayor, who was a two-day ride away still. New Hope is a very, very long city, about 300 miles long. And it's the first city to be built a long time ago. Along the way, the party had a few inner thoughts that they had all pondered about what was going to happen to them over the last 4 days and where things might go from there. Each of them had a specific thought as to what they want and need to do, but the how, the where, the when, and the why were still unanswered for the most part. During their travel through the city, Sabryn informed them of a few things that they could stop off at along the way to help keep them busy. One was the oldest and first museum on Lunara, which said to house some of the earliest magical and non-magical items that have been found over the years. And there was also a bunch of old temples dedicated to each of the planets that they could stop off at to pray to, etc. Both options were deemed worthy at stopping, as the horses did need to be rested here and there. So as they hit up the section where the temples were, Carter and Ben decided to stay with the wagons and horses to make sure that no one did anything stupid to them. Sabryn went to the Temple of Drax and got herself a new living tattoo. Francisco oddly went towards the Temple of Axiom and got a very familiar handshake from a statue. Tooth went to the Temple of Ceres and saw a vision of an extremely large tree that was dying, but it handed some seeds to some sort of weird creature. And Talos wandered into the Temple of Seti and saw a bunch of people, students, just having a fun time displaying a weird bunch of magic. After this, they decided a nice stopover at the museum might be fun also. But it did get a little weird from there. The curator told them that something had fallen and broken one of the displays, and a bunch of artifacts were scattered around, but he could give them a small, faster tour, as they had just sent everyone else out to clean up the mess, but since they really looked travel-worn, and they were a small group, he might as well show them around. Our Francisco saw an empty scabbard that looked very similar to his own, and asked for a closer look. Tooth went up to a large set of horns that were behind one display case that were said to belong to some unknown creature. They were really old, but he recognized those horns. They matched the ones that are standing beside him. As he looked over at his unseen companion, he could tell they were upset. Well, angry. They told him that they really looked like a trophy up there instead of something wondrous that should have been left where they were found. Tooth then asked a bunch of questions to the curator about where they were found, and after a bit of back and forth, the curator could tell he was really upset, so he promised to do his best to find out where they were and try to rebury them, but he couldn't guarantee it. Our Benjamin also knew these horns. For some reason, he had a brief memory come back to him, and from what he could gather, he was the one who tore these horns off its owner. Couldn't remember why, just remembered it. He'd been getting some odd memories lately, and had also been seeing some ghosts, so he's definitely got some questions to ask. But to who? Sabryn really didn't find anything that spoke to her, as she had been here years before when she was young and alive. Talos, though, almost got the group tossed out. When asking about the damaged display, the curator spoke of a few items that fell out, and they were just cleaning up the glass before they put them all back on display. When the curator told him what was there, one of the items called to Talos, and his second internal program, Spock, kind of wanted to know what they were. One of the items, it seemed to be the exact same thing that went into Talos a few days back in Muna. And, of course, as soon as they got close, Spock decided he wanted it. Used some sort of magic, grabbed the small cylinder circular cylinder, opened up another port in Talos' arm, and uploaded the program. This caused a little bit of a scene where it seemed only Spock could settle. So he asked Talos for control and started talking to everyone to calm them down. He informed the curator that this Talos unit had been built a little different than most, and due to that he is able to integrate some old technology into his system. He apologized for how this looks, but something that old can't be too dangerous, and it should be allowed to be used by someone other than gathering dust. The curator then looked at this odd assortment of group and said, "Well, I do have a bigger one. I'll be right back." So the curator went next door and came back a few minutes later with indeed a larger cylinder, which then Spock grabbed it, opened up Talos' stomach, and the item fit perfectly inside with an audible click. Then they were asked to leave. After that, they went to bed at a local inn, hit up the city hall in the morning to talk to the mayor. That went as good as you would expect from this group. The long and short of it was that it took all of them, but mostly Carter, to tell the mayor what was going on and what needs to be done. The mayor had a few ideas, and after a somewhat short response, told everyone to leave and that he will come up with a solution soon. Francisco didn't like that answer and yelled at the mayor, told him that, and then the mayor told him that he was actually in his way and he'd do the best to get done what needs to be done, but he needs to figure out how. Francisco still didn't care, so he stormed out and cast Magic Mouth on the city hall doors so that every time they opened, it said, "Go home, everything is closed." And as soon as they all got outside, they saw that silly little house with chicken legs was waiting outside for them. It seemed Puck came to pick them up. So they left the wagons in the hands of a guard and headed to see what Puck wanted. As soon as they got into the house, the legs seemed to get sucked into the house and it slowly came to rest on the ground. When they got inside, they did find Puck and a very old lady named Abigail Arcane. Puck told them that he needs them now, and that their wagon would be picked up and taken care of to where they're going to go, because the house is faster. Abigail went around asking people what they wanted to drink. Tooth talked to a cat for Sabryn that was on a couch to make sure it was safe. And as Abigail was going around asking what everybody wanted to drink, Abigail also looked to the right of Tooth and asked something nobody else could see, which is where we're picking up. So as we start off, Abigail's just going to look at everybody, recognize that Tooth is having an issue, and she's going to cast Gift of Gab to make sure that you all don't remember her talking to an invisible being. So none of you remember that.
Oh.
And after that, Abigail's...
Do I still remember the cat?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good. I don't care.
You just forget the last 6 seconds.
Do I forget the last 6 seconds?
You do. After that, she's just going to look at everybody and go, "Drinks." "All right, dearies, I'll get that for you." And then she's going to walk to the stairs and say, "Did you want anything, my dear?" And from upstairs, you're going to hear a door open and go, "More tea." And you know that voice. It's Dora.
Who is this directed at? Am I supposed to be looking at my notes right now? What's going on?
I'm
so sorry.
Remember Dora?
Hold on. I'll check my notes.
It's been a few days.
Dora Durhub, a gnome, the head scribe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? All right, cool.
Yep. She was going to, at some point, go with Archdruid Kaga and the merchant heads to keep track of everything that was going on. But it seems she's here.
Or one for the notes.
So, you're going to hear some little pitter-patter of feet from upstairs, because you remember she is a gnome. Start coming down the stairs and look at you guys and go, "Oh, hi guys." Yeah, they thought it was best for me to be at ground zero with Puck, so I was sent here. Not sure how long, though. That one, she's going to point to Abigail, can make time a little funky in this place.
Ooh.
Abigail, how long have I actually been here compared to outside? Abigail's just going to look up at Dora and go, It's been about 2.5 days outside. I think we've had you here for about 10. Maybe 2 weeks. In and around there. Dora's just going to go, huh. Okay. While she's making tea, why don't you all come upstairs? And you can introduce me to your new friend. Yeah. First door on the right. And she's just going to go upstairs.
I can't move if there's a cat on me. It's kind of the rules of owning a cat.
What?
I just leaned down to the cat. Can I bring you with us? I don't know if you understand me. What's happening?
The cat will come. Yep.
Yay! Okay, I just pick up the cat.
We're not keeping that cat.
No, they like it here. But while we're here, I keep the cat.
Okay.
Yeah, the cat's actually very well spoken.
Oh.
Let's make our way upstairs.
See what Dora needs.
Okay. So as you get upstairs and go through the first door on your right, you're basically going to see kind of like a living room, table, chairs, a small couch in there. Pretty much almost the same as downstairs. This one's a little more cramped, though. And as you come through the door, you're just going to notice that the walls just kind of move out another 10 feet to give you guys room. Inside, you're going to have like a table. Dora's going to be sitting there. Tooth, you haven't met Dora yet. She's going to be sitting there with a whole bunch of maps, paper, and just everything spread around. She's also going to have a couple of her journals and quills floating in the air, just keeping track of everything that she does. Yeah, you guys can sit really anywhere. So I've been here a while. That's weird. Abigail's weird.
She seemed nice.
Oh boy. Yeah, Puck says she's nice. That's the only thing I have to go by. I haven't even seen her sleep. It's been weird. I don't really feel like I need to sleep. I've slept. I don't feel like I need to eat or drink, but she gives me stuff. But like I said, weird place. She can deal with time weirdly in here. I've never seen this before. And from under the table beside her, you're just going to hear...
What's...
Is there a body?
What's
Do you
that?
have a body?
Sorry. I kind of stole a Lundo.
A what?
The Stellar Sage, the big talky floaty skull thing.
Oh!
The repository of all the knowledge in the library? Yeah, sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, and you're going to see a little bit of movement coming out, and he's going to pop up and go, "You didn't steal me. I told you to bring me." Dora's going to say, "Yes, but they're going to think I stole you. You weren't allowed to leave." Melinda's just
At least
gonna
it's
look
not
at
kid now.
Wait, so that wasn't a party trick? Oh, I just thought you were decoration.
Huh. If I could kick your ass, I would.
I mean, I can kick you in the eye socket, I guess.
You could try. I may be dead, but I'm not dead.
Oh, same.
You can always die twice.
Oh.
Like I said, I'd love to see you try.
I would like to not manifest that right now, if we could.
Not you, Sabryn. I'm not going to kill
Oh, okay.
you.
All right. Okay.
I have not died before. I don't want to die right now. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Who are you? And Dora's gonna look and go, "Hi, who are you? You haven't met these guys before."
Oh. Yeah, this is Tooth. He believes in mercy.
Well, at least one of you do.
Possible.
He's our new best friend.
Right.
Oh. Thank you.
We have a house together.
No,
Technically, I think technically it's Francisco's house, but we live there.
I've left you alone for 3 days and you already have a house?
Yeah, that was way too long. We should not be left alone for that long.
Ooh, why didn't I come with you? Mm-hmm. Right. Carter wasn't going to let me, were you? Carter's just going to go, "Nope, wasn't my call. Sorry." What are you doing? Those look like maps. Dora's just going to look at everybody and go, "Sit down, wait for all the drinks to come up. I don't want to have to explain this more than once. Try to keep the maps off the table, please. Please. We don't want to have to go through that again, do we, Lundo? That was your fault, not mine." Whatever. So, eventually, you're going to have Puck come up with a whole tray full of alcohol, tea, coffee. He pretty much just grabbed whatever was there. So, yes. So, as soon as you guys come up, as soon as Puck comes up and comes through the door, he's going to pass everything around. And you guys sit down. Carter's just going to look at Dora and go, "What are you doing? This is... Please tell me these aren't the plans that you guys came up with." That looks... Okay. Pretzels, when you have a chance, hop in, roll 20 for me. So, Dora's going to spread a whole bunch of maps out on the table. She's going to kind of like start putting them all together so it's one big map. She's going to say, "Well, before Puck picked me up, when on his way back here, he found me, Archdruid Kaga threw me through a tree like she did you guys, but I think I came out the same tree as you, and as soon as I got there, Puck was just waiting, and he told me I had to come with him. I didn't really feel like being in... I didn't want to ask a question. So, he brought me to this weird place, and I've been here since. We got to the plains. He introduced me to 3 very strange people. Not people. One's an elemental of sorts. One's a big, angry, mean guy with some sort of magical beast. And one was, well, her name's Leah. She's stupid, mean, and sexy.
Wait, sexy?
She's weird. I didn't like it. Puck tells me she's here to make sure people don't hurt anyone somehow. I don't know. The big elemental creature, and Puck's gonna say, Alec. His name is Alec. He's different, but he's probably the least angry person you're ever gonna meet. He is... The easiest way to say is he is the only way that the Feywild is going to survive here. He is the essence of the Feywild. He can recreate it along with his wife Abigail's help.
Wow.
So, they have been sent here ahead to try and stabilize the plains so that it will eventually turn into a new Feywild. It's going to take time, a lot of effort, and a whole bunch of changes need to be done. And that's where Alundo is going to pick up and go, yep, this is going to be weird. I hope you're all ready for it.
I'm assuming the angry mean guy with the magical beast was Morgan.
That's right. Yeah, Puck's just going to say, yeah, Morgan's fine. Dora's just a little excited.
Angry. He wasn't angry or mean. He let me pet his cat.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't put a flaming sword to my throat.
That's because I told him not to. You're welcome.
Hey.
He wanted to just rip your flesh off as soon as he's seen you. So you're welcome. Now. Anyway. Dora's going to say, I'll finish. Anyway. Alec, Puck and I kind of went over a few things. He kind of gave me an idea of how he needs to change the Plains of Onath in order for it to be susceptible to live on. So he wrote me a whole bunch of stuff and wanted me to draw a map because I'm good at them. So in Roll20, I'm going to show you that map.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how he wants us to change. That's your before, and that's your after. So, in order to do that, in order to do that, he needs a lot of water. He needs to take and build a whole bunch of water from Lake Mead. So he needs to do a whole bunch of, well, pretty much landscaping. And very soon, because water is the key, there's not as much as he needs. So, I hope he's happy with this map.
Why are we taking the water from Lake Mead when there's an ocean that way? He doesn't want salt water, dear. Lake Mead's freshwater. But Lake Mead is run into from the ocean.
Yep, it is fed upon a large aquifer from the mountains that just kind of flow under the water into Lake Mead. That's how it's freshwater.
Okay.
But the topography apparently under the ground isn't... If he started moving, he's going to probably take out the New Chapel and New Hope and all that. The only path, he says, that can work is what you see on the map. But apparently that's where you come in. And she's going to look at Francisco. He didn't tell me why. I was just told you're going to be able to help him. So when we get there, I'm hoping he can tell you why and how.
Yeah, this doesn't look like my expertise, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, this is how they want it to look like.
So change the plains to trees, and then build a bunch of these castle tower places?
I just kind of went with what we already had. I didn't really know exactly how it's going to look, but this is the start. He thinks within the next 100 years, he's going to have to probably take over New Luna.
Trees don't grow in a week. What are we looking? Is this...
Puck's going to look at you and go, he can make them grow in a week.
What is your timeline for this?
The start, he says he needs the water done in at least a week. Hasn't told me everything. Apparently he's pretty good at stuff. Puck's just going to say, if Alec says he can get it done, he can get it done. It might not be pretty. It'll be loud. But he can get it done. He didn't tell me everything yet. He wanted to meet you first.
Right. Pretty is not what I would be worried about, but nature moves slowly for a reason. How many animals are going to die? You can't turn a hill into a lake and a plain into a forest.
Alec can. I don't know how. You'll have to ask him. Let's just say without the Feywild, Without him, the Feywild would have died a long time ago. He's pretty much like a true elemental. He is the Feywild. He's the
Now,
heart.
is elemental a term that we're even familiar with?
To some extent, yes. There'd be like people in the schools who'd like summon small little fire and earth elementals, but nothing like Alec.
If you didn't understand, I'll take you aside for a second to explain what an elemental is.
That'll work.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can explain sea monsters to him and he'll tell you about elementals. So, what have you guys been up to? I want to put it in my journals.
Just making our way here.
Yeah, we got attacked by some people, and then we killed them, and then we stopped at a temple, and then I got a moving tattoo, and Francisco's very jealous, and then we got a house, and then we came this way.
Tattoo?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Okay, go on. That's neat. I don't want one, but I just wanted to see it, sorry.
And then we were looking for a cat, and we found Puck instead, and then we found the cat, and now we're here. Also, there's a spooky door in our house, but we can't open it yet.
My house.
Our house.
My house.
It's a very, very, very fine house.
And also, do any of you eat venison jerky? I'm gonna hold out another sweaty handful of my jerky.
You're gonna have the skull try to bite it, but just keeps going through it.
Why is it always a sweaty handful?
The only handful there is. The only handful there is from a dwarf.
I miss food. Dora's just gonna look at it and go, no thank you. Moonshine? She's gonna just dip down and hand you some moonshine.
God, yes.
Her tea's okay, but I still prefer my own homebrew. Although this is the last jug.
We will sip it carefully.
I'll take some.
Tooth, you have to try this.
Okay.
It's homemade school, like in the middle of a library basement, like 500 proof homebrew moonshine.
The only way to drink it is with one big glug.
Okay.
So,
I take a glug.
Can I try that?
Yeah. There you go.
I'm gonna get a small bag, put some on it, and just like using it to clean myself.
It'll give you a good shine. It'll take off a little bit of rust.
I must say, very impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Huh. Alundo's gonna go up to Sabryn and go, "There's something blinking in your pack."
In my what?
In
my backpack?
Yeah.
What's blinking in my backpack?
Your
what
journal.
do I have?
Your journal.
Oh, I have a message.
Oh.
Okay. I open my book. My book.
What's that?
My book.
What's that?
It's my book. It talks to me.
That's different.
It's my Halfling's Guide to the Universe. It tells me things.
Never seen that before. Where'd you get it?
I think it chose me
library.
in the library.
My library.
It chose me.
My library.
Yeah.
You stole a book from my library.
Yeah. Well, actually, I pulled out several more. I have a couple books from the library.
Those ones I gave you. I remember the
okay.
titles.
All right, let's come back.
I've never seen that one before.
Well, it didn't look like that when I saw it in there, and then I picked it up, and then it looked like that. And now it talks to me and tells me things. Which it means it might have a message. Hold on. I'll look at it, see if it's trying to tell me something.
Heard of them before. Your book's gonna say, "Oh, finally. Jesus. Do you not look every day?
Forgot. I was looking for a cat. Sorry.
Cats. They're a dime a dozen.
Oh.
Your door.
Uh-huh.
There are 4.
Oh.
2 are active. 1 I cannot find. And 1 is turned off. There's 1 of them on the continent of Faerun, to your left. And the other one is up in Wind Keep. I don't know how you're going to get there, or how that door is open. I've just been able to find their locations for you. You're welcome.
Thank you. That is very far away.
Yeah, so one's on another continent.
Yeah.
And 1 is up
and
on
one
the
is
other side.
way up high. Yeah.
Correct.
There's plenty to do here. What are we doing here?
I look at Dora.
I
guess we're meeting Alec?
We're waiting until the house stops and we're told to leave. I don't know how long that's going to take. You're going to have to talk to Abigail. I don't know what else you guys have to do or what she has planned for you. This is her place. Alundo's just going to keep staring at the book and looking at you, staring at the book, looking at you. Is there an author?
Hold on. Sorry, let me check my notes real quick.
Okay, there isn't.
Nope, it just kind of did it.
That is impressive.
I think it's its own author. And then sometimes I can add stuff to it. So I guess I'm also the author?
But who's it talking to find this information?
Oh, no. Other books.
There's more than one.
They're not all active, though, I think. He's told me before.
You and I are going to have a talk at some point.
Oh. Yeah, Sabryn definitely sinks down in the chair a little bit, thinking they're in trouble now.
By now, you're going to hear Abigail come up the stairs very slowly. Well, looks like you've all caught up. What would you like to do? I can set you guys down anytime you're ready.
Where are we going?
To meet my husband, Alec.
Okay. So, I mean, are we there yet?
I can get us there anytime you're ready. But, do you think you're ready?
To meet Alec? Is that something we need to be ready for? Are we going to get attacked or something?
No.
What's the problem?
You'll be fine there. I just want to make sure you have everything you need and your faculties are all in order.
Well, it would be a whole lot easier if someone, and Francisco's going to look at Carter, would take this fucking thing off me.
Carter's just going to look at you and go, I've told you before and it's not my call.
Wait, what is that?
It's my chain. Well, whose call is it? I mean, come on.
And have to talk to the Admiral.
Carter, I have got to be free. I've got to be free. I've got to be free. You're so self-satisfied, I don't need you. I've got to be free. That's it.
Okay. You are one of a kind. I don't come across that
Tooth is going to take that very literally and be like, we'll just break it off. We'll just break it off him.
No,
I'm going to come over to you and start looking around.
Please
no,
try.
Tooth.
Please try.
Slapping you away.
We don't need to talk to any admiral. We'll just break it off. Where is it?
No, he's kind of like in jail. He's on like prison release.
I'm not on prison release. I was abducted.
On prison release.
Indentured servitude.
I just work here.
It was this or death.
Puck.
Yeah.
Can't you contact the admiral?
Yeah, she could too. You're just gonna probably, ask her nicely for a change.
I did ask her nicely.
He's saying and everything.
We have a different view of nicely.
I've never heard him sing. It was beautiful.
Be right back. She's just going to go off into the next room. Abigail's look at everybody and go, I thought that was lovely, dear. Your tone's a little condescending, but you'll get there.
It itches, and you can't even shove a pencil down underneath it to get the itch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have a salve that'll help if you'd like.
Let's see if we can get it off first. But maybe.
I could, but what's in it for me?
Well, okay, I'll buy. What do you want?
Well, I don't think there's anything you have that I would like. Not looking at you. The sword's okay, but I can make better.
Yeah, the sword stays anyway.
Well, let's see if your friend can help then. Unless you want to trade your soul. I do enjoy them. I have a collection.
No. I think my soul is fine where it's at. The best I can offer you is a favor.
Nah. That's okay. One day you'll change your mind. Anyone hungry?
Abigail.
Hi.
Hi. Looking at the map, and how can we help at all? If your husband can create lakes and forests, and we're
it's best if you talk to him.
I can't do those things. I need to tell everyone I can't do those things.
Planting's the easy part. Once the plains are ready to plow and all that, he has the ability to create life on a mass scale. But it takes a lot of his energy. So he can only do one thing at once if he's going to create life, we'll say. But there's certain things that need to happen before that happens. Because once he starts, I can't get anything to stop him. And he can't be disturbed.
Is that why Leah is there? To protect him while he's focusing?
We don't want to deal with Leah. That was Mab's call. She's her
But I heard she was hot and sexy and mean. That's like everything Francisco likes.
I would do your best.
Yeah, I would like.
I would do your best not to talk to her, look at her, or acknowledge her presence. She's there in case your people decide to send armies. She can calm them down.
God, that's hot.
Sadly, yes, but necessary. Sometimes you need necessary evil, and she is evil.
Cool. Great. Glad she's here.
You won't be.
No, I was kidding. Sorry, never mind.
At least our metal friend here is the only one that won't be a problem with her. Anyway.
If you're
because he's not alive, dear.
What? Take offense to that.
Do you take offense to that, metal man?
I don't.
Good. I didn't think so.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
he's got no blood.
I sort of gestured. I gestured to the room. Alive doesn't seem that great.
Yeah, that's fair.
What about Ben? I mean, Ben's...
I just do that half, the alive half of the room.
Ben still has a soul.
Yeah.
Ben still has a semblance of a soul. And a little bit of blood. This guy's got neither, which is good for Leah. Good for him, I guess I should say. Anyway, you still will meet her. And Morgan will be there to make sure she doesn't do anything stupid. He'd be the only one who could... Well, Puck maybe. But Morgan and her have worked together before. They should be fine. If she gets too much, tell Morgan. Now,
if this Alec can, if he can do all these things, can't he just stop this merge?
No, unfortunately. There's something about here that is calling to him and telling him that it has to be here.
Can I insight check that?
Absolutely.
Oh, never mind. It was a 7.
It's okay. If she wanted,
Yeah,
she's got legendary resistance. So, are you ready? Because we are here. I'm just waiting on you. Do you need anything before you leave?
No.
I'm ready, unless you're going to take this off for me.
I think not. But I'll get you some snacks. And I think Carter's coming back anyway. So, Abigail is going to downstairs and make you guys a to-go package. And Carter's going to come in and look at you and go, I'm waiting on an answer. He's not happy.
That's good enough.
But I've told him everything that happened. So far you kept up your own end of the bargain. Most of your people have not. Your ship is doing good, just to let you know. He's gotten word. They're on their way.
The crew. So who has that on the crew? Wait, what?
Nope, he's just got word that they're still on their way to Port Mead. Everything's good.
But you said that. Okay, so the crew's fine.
Crew's fine.
Okay.
Yep. I didn't ask if they said hi. Now, is there anything else you guys want to do before we get off? Because apparently I heard Abigail said we're here. Last chance. Anyone need anything? I'm sure she's got some healing potions if you need them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that couldn't hurt, right?
It's up to you guys.
Have any
I don't
right
know
now?
what you have.
I'm going to check my inventory. I have one.
Well, I would suggest you milk her for everything you can.
I think a healing potion would be nice.
Lindo's just going to look at Carter and go, I like her.
Can I take the opportunity?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. Can I take the opportunity to cast a ritual spell? Like making use of the time dilation and all that?
By all means. Is there anything Mr. Ben wants to do?
No.
Gotcha.
Can I just look around and remember what was downstairs and see if I think there's anything that I might find useful later before we leave?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Can I just look around in here and then also downstairs or wherever we've already been and just see if there's anything I think might be useful later?
If you want to wander, by all means.
Yeah, I'm gonna wander and see if there's anything interesting.
I'm going to ask about a healing potion and maybe a poison vial.
Okay.
I can't tell you how sad I am. I don't have evidence. Should I just do investigation or?
By all means, yes.
Okay.
So
Come on, new skill. Ugh. 15.
15, you're pretty much just going to find, like, this house is anything magical you might have to ask to see if she has anything. This place has pretty much everything a regular house would, so if you need clothing, there'd be clothing, hats, warm stuff, light stuff, stuff like that. So there's lots of regular stuff around, like if you need cups, plates, all that. Equipment-wise, there'd be a couple backpacks you could use. Just general stuff. Anything major, you'd have to ask.
Okay.
Yep.
Actually, there's one more thing I'd like to ask her about. You said you could make better than my sword?
You've already passed that up.
Damn.
Yep.
No, I didn't want a new sword. I'd rather her look at my sword.
Ah, got you. That's up to you.
I don't want to replace my sword. I want her to enhance it. That's what I'm asking.
Gotcha.
If she's able to do that.
Yep. You could ask her. And remember, you also have a wizard. And I think you can identify stuff too, and you've never bothered to do it.
I never thought of him having identify.
He's a wizard. I would assume he would.
That is the original spell I just cast, so...
Yeah, if you tell Francisco that you're able to identify objects, because... I guess he would know. You tried to do it on my little wristband.
You just see him doing it on the floor right now. I guess he does have it.
I will...
On the floor? Oh, Talos has found himself a nice desk in the corner.
My bad.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you're doing detect magic or identify.
Yeah, well, Francisco will poke you and see if you'll look at his sword.
Uh-oh.
Talos.
Of course, if you've got 11 minutes.
I think we've got time.
Two identifiers, please, Mr. DM, for the sword and the thing in my chest.
Ooh. Which one do you want first?
The sword, I'll take requests.
Okay, give me an Arcana. See if you can pass the sword's defenses.
It's a shame I have a 6, not an 8.
That's my fault.
This one's a higher DC than your chest.
23.
What you would find from a 23, it is an artifact. It will only reveal itself at a time when the wielder is ready for it. It does have an enchantment hidden on it that does need to be unlocked. 25 is what you needed for its name. It is very old, and it is not made with any metal you have seen on Lunara.
I shall relay that. We're in a slight derogatory tone when it comes to you need to unlock it.
Yeah.
Well, that's something. Thanks. I'm still going to keep it. Yeah. Thanks, Talos.
No pleasure.
Another Arcana for your chest.
Yeah.
Easier DC. You only need a 20.
21.
Yeah. So, the item in your chest doesn't have a name. It has a designation. The designation is basically... It's more of a... like a number. That... It's like numbers, runes, letters. It's basically a... Think of it as a Star Trek replicator. Anything you need created, it'll create for you. Miniature version, it'll last up to an hour. So if you need, it'll basically be all your spell components that you need for your spells. It can create them on the fly for you. You can use it 6 times a day, and you have a 20% chance of it failing every time you use it. It will be able to create tools for you if you need tools to build something. Most of the tools will go away in an hour. So every day at dawn, you can roll a d6 to see how many uses you get out of it. Every time you use it, you need to roll me a d100 and have to succeed at least over 20% each time, cumulatively.
Ooh.
I haven't created the item yet, but once I get everything figured out, I'll stick it in your inventory.
Does that work for spell components that have a cost?
Yes, for you and you only. Those will be as soon as you need to cast the spell, it'll just automatically create them for you. That won't be part of its regular uses. That's just part of you.
Just for the sake of my planning, is a cap to how valuable the item can be.
This is going to negate for the most part of it. And it'll be like pretty much any of the like spells that you eventually find will be tied to it. So it's basically everything that you are learning through the magical scrolls will be the ones that you can cast through this without certain things. If you get that.
Nice. School.
Yeah. It's my way of getting around making you shop for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, town is 4 days away. We're just going to go on a real quick shopping trip. Don't worry.
Yep. Joy's making everything long and big here and takes forever to get stuff. Yeah.
I ask for my 2 things whenever.
Yes, so when you go downstairs...
She gets a second, yeah.
Yeah, I figured you guys were still upstairs with Dora.
So is it we're talking to Dora about things that we want?
No, it'd be Abigail downstairs. She went back downstairs to make you guys a snack pack.
Okay. Yeah, at some point before we go, if we're asking Abigail directly, Tooth is going to walk up and say, I have one thing.
Okay.
I've met casters before that were able to contact people, different parts of the continent. My only worry is that we're basically the only job the mayor gave us is to communicate people, and we're losing time. Is there something that we can have where we can contact people all throughout I don't know.
I don't have anything attached to this planet. I'm sure Alec can make you one, though. He has probably attuned to this planet by now. Your best would be to talk to him and see if he can create you a sending stone. I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem.
Sending stone. What does that do?
Basically lets you communicate with who you need to. The other person will need to have another one that matches. Unless
So we
you
need
can
to
actually
meet them first?
do a sending spell yourself, which I don't think you will ever be able to figure out.
No, I don't.
These 3 would be able to, but it'll take them some time.
So, for the stone, you could give me a stone, but they would need to have a stone too.
Yes, but finding the other recipient is fairly easy. I'm sure Puck could manage that.
Okay.
If I gave you one from here, it would be connected to the Fey Realm, which is going to be no more very soon.
No, that doesn't sound very helpful.
No, it's not going to be. What would you guys like?
If you have any healing potions or poison vial, that'd be useful.
The healing potions are already in your pack. She's going to hand you a small satchel. If you look inside, it's a little bit bigger on the inside than the outside. It is basically like an everlasting food pack, so none of your food's going to spoil in it. It's a good, like, 4 feet wide, 1 foot deep. As soon as you open it up, you'll see everything. So it's got 6 regular healing potions in there and 2 graders for you to divvy around. And enough food for at least a week. As soon as you take it out of the pouch, it will start to slowly decay as if it would be just sitting out. Yeah. So you can divvy that up. So whoever wants to hold the pouch, I think it's like a small pouch of holding or something. I can't remember the exact name of it. It's basically a small little refrigerator. Yeah.
I guess one of the people that eats should carry it. You have all your jerky. Maybe it'll keep it better.
Yeah, if you want to take that, that's fine. I'm going to take out one of these big healing potions.
So for character sheet purposes, should I add a healing potion to my inventory, or do I have to take an action to take it out of this?
They don't really need to stay in there. That's mainly for the food. You guys can divvy them up as you see fit. So 6 regular healing potions, 2 graders. Sabryn, if you were going to ask her for something.
Yeah.
She's going to look around. You're going to see her go through a whole bunch of like drawers and stuff going, I don't have anything. I didn't really bring a lot of magical stuff with me, but it's not really a dagger, my dear. She's going to hand you a pair of bracers.
Ooh.
She's going to look and go, these'll do, I think, for what you need. Bracers of flying daggers.
Oh.
So add them to your inventory.
I will indeed.
They basically create you an unlimited number of daggers. You have to throw them. You have to throw them, I believe, as soon as you create them.
I do not have that as an item. I will find it.
That's
Continue on without me.
And were these potions of greater healing?
6 regular and 2 greater.
Yeah. I took 1 regular and 1 greater. Y'all can have the rest.
She's going to look at Benjamin and go, is there anything you would like, my dear, before we leave the house?
I can't think of anything.
Well, that is no problem. I'm sure you'll find something along your way. Now, poison.
Did I get... Yes.
I don't have anything brewed. I can give you the raw ingredients.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can get someone to make me some.
Give you instructions on how to do it, and I'll give you a couple small little things that you're going to need to make them. And I'll even toss in a book on how to do basic poisons. Would that suffice for you?
Yes, that sounds great.
Good. So I will write up a list of things she gives you to add to your inventory. But it's basically a how to make poison pack.
So pretty much a poisoner's kit.
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to add that.
But it does come with the instructions, so anytime you, once you read the instructions, you'll have advantage at making stuff, and you might proc like 1 or 2 extra things.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So, I think you guys are all set. Anything else? Good.
I think this is anything I could think of. Thank you.
We're good. Or I'm good.
All right, then. And as soon as she says that, the door opens.
What do we see outside? Before I step out into this unknown.
Give me 1 sec here. I'm just trying to add the bracers for Sabryn here.
Yeah, I don't think I own the book, so
That's
I
fine.
can't.
why did I find them here later? That's okay. I'll add them later for you. I don't think I do either. I think I just looked it up. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I own the book, but it's not on D&D Beyond. That's why.
Oh, okay.
They're from, I think, Tal'Dorei Reborn.
Yeah, they're from Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll get that after.
No problem.
Alright,
Yes,
so...
that'll do for what I asked, for sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
I figured that might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Alright, so... As soon as you open the door, you will notice that you are in the middle of the plains. You will see Morgan just standing there with his arms crossed, waiting, as usual. And in Discord, I will send you a picture of Leah.
Sorry, I know you reestablished this for me before, but did I the Morgan thing that we first talked about, did I end up seeing that? All the guards slaughtered and everything?
Yes.
Yes, I did see that.
Yes.
Okay.
Most of them didn't die. He hurt them severely and made sure they didn't die. And that was only because they killed one of his displacer beasts.
Mm.
Yes. And then he gave himself up.
Could you just remind me how many health potions you gave us? Just so I can write it down.
6 regular, 2 greater.
And Francisco took a greater and a regular, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Francisco's jaw immediately drops.
So, Leah is very pale. Gorgeous. She's got a very, very large parasol covering her entire body.
This is not where I thought you were going with that sentence.
Same.
She is in like a black and red dress.
Okay.
She's maybe 5'4", redhead. Kind of looks like there's not a lot to her. But immediately as you see her, I need con save, please. From everybody except
Just from
Talos.
everyone.
From everybody except Talos.
Why not?
Actually, give me one sec. It might be...
Ooh, not very good.
Nope, yeah, con save.
Have a soul.
Not very good.
It's not really the soul,
Ooh.
it's the, yeah.
This is my wheelhouse. I did not do very well.
I did pretty good.
15.
For me.
13.
19.
Alright.
I was expecting hotter. I don't say that out loud, though, because I'm pretty sure she'd kill me.
That might be an insult that you don't want to actually have. So, where am I? Yeah. We had a 13, a 19. What was everybody else?
15.
15. What did Pretzels get? 5.
5.
Alright. So, anyone 15 and under, somewhere in the back of your head, you don't act on this. You needed an at 1 to act on this. You literally just want to tear your clothes off and run to her. Just in the back of your head. Like, just...
Oh, I didn't need a con save for that.
No.
Francisco was already ready.
Yeah. With a nat 1, you would have. There's something about her that is just, like Dora said, she's sexy.
Yeah, Toot's gonna immediately look away, just be clearly looking at the ground.
Yeah. Anyone 15 and over, you're good for 24 hours.
Oh.
Everyone else, it's just in the back of your you just want to get close and touch.
In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, just don't look at her, don't make her angry. Abigail said not to.
Yeah,
that's all.
Even with making the save, Francisco wants to touch.
Yeah. Thankfully, Carter made her safe.
That'd be so funny.
Strips off her armor.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And thankfully, Puck's immune. So, Abigail's just going to let you look at you all and go, now, at least that we got over that so far. Like I said, try to be nice, and try to ignore her. Stay close to Morgan. And that is Alec. So, about 100 yards off in the distance, you're going to see the hunched form of Alec. And I will send you, well, this is pretty much, from the back it's going to be hard, but I'll send you the picture anyway, even though Wade's already met him. So, you're going to notice that also, as soon as you walk outside, where you should be in a area of, like, crops, it is very lush green grass. Flowers are blooming. Lots of small saplings of trees are growing here and there. You're going to see a lot of butterflies, a lot of bees, everything just going around pollinating everything. You will also notice that Alec, as you get closer, he has a hand over it's about a 12-foot tree already, and, well, he's about 10 feet tall. And Tooth, he looks very familiar to you, just like Abigail did. This is the same creature that the tree that you seen in your vision handed seeds to. And as soon as you get outside, that feeling that you and your companion had that brought you here before is back, but like 100-fold. And you feel pulled towards this creature, this elemental. It's almost like a group of people who would, like, if someone was like worshiping and they're walking by, everyone reaches out and wants to touch it. You get that feeling. And it's
overwhelming.
It's not just you. You feel that same presence in the ground, as if millions of other things want to reach out and touch it too.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Talos, as soon as you come outside, you feel like the entire area is electrified. Like there's a massive static charge just building up around here. And as Sabryn and Ben go outside, you will notice, none of you guys need perceptions, this is just like built into you guys. You two will notice that no matter what's going on, what's outside, it seems like both of your twin suns, no matter where you look, walk, just seems like the suns are trying to make this entire area, all the people, all the plants, have as much heat and light as it needs. And that Alec has got a small little glow around him. You'll also notice Abigail doesn't leave her house.
I kiss the cat on the head and put it back in the house before I accidentally take it with me. Accidentally. And then, yeah. And then I look around to see if Morgan is there with the Displacer Beast.
Morgan is there. His Displacer Beast is not.
I get sad. That's all.
So, as soon as you guys start moving, Puck's going to be beside you guys and go, well, second step's good. Let's go talk to Morgan. And please try to ignore Leah. Please, 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 please.
I don't understand why you think that would be hard, but okay.
I know. You'll notice. You'll figure it out. I'll tell you about her later. Right now is probably not the best time. Anyway, so as you guys get over to to Morgan, Morgan's still going to look at you guys and go, well, you took your sweet ass time, but I'm glad you're here. Let me introduce you to... And as soon as he starts to say that, Leah just kind of slowly glides up to you all. Morgan's just going to try to instinctually reach out to her and go, don't touch them. Leah's going to look back and go, you're no fun. I am hungry. Fine. But you're going to answer the map. Morgan's just going to look at her and go, that's what I do every day. You're just her hairdresser. And maid. Anyway, hi guys. How's it going? Just try to not look at her, please. She's useful in many things. Eyes up. Up. A little higher. There you go. Thank you. Leah's useful. Leah, this is the group. Leave them alone, please. I'll get you something
I wave,
later.
but I don't look at her.
She's going to try to make you look at her. But it's not going to work. She's just going to focus on the two people that seem to did not pass their con saves.
Nobody passed their con save. Except me. Didn't everyone else get under a 15?
Just
Actually,
pretzels.
I passed.
Just pretzels
Oh,
and tooth.
I think that counts, though.
Yeah.
It's you.
Just Ben and tooth. Yeah.
My eyes do keep just like halfway darting.
But she is going to walk up to
All right.
Talos and drape herself around Talos because she wants to touch something. And there's nothing she can do to you, Talos. For you, thankfully. That would be something none of you would ever get out of your head before. No. Okay. Well, if I can't touch them, I'll at least touch some metal. Anyway. You guys are no fun.
Talos is very still and joke to do.
In the back of your head, you're gonna have Spock just start laughing. It's like, oh boy, this is a day. Anyway,
Ding.
yeah, ding. The inside of your chest just starts to heat up and vibrate. Yeah,
Spock did not make his con save.
yeah, Spock did not make his concert. So, Morgan's still gonna look at Puck and go, so far, no bloodshed. Yay. Let's meet Alec. He's probably going to know everything anyway. I'll give you a couple things on Alec here. He has a few jobs for you people to do. Please don't anger him. Please say yes. He has a job to do, and I think you guys, and he's going to look at you specifically, go, I think you're the only one who can maybe help. Oddly enough as that is. Now, let's go say hi to Alec. So as you guys get up, you will notice Alec's got a certain smell to him. It's not terrible. But he kind of smells like he's been sitting in a swamp for a couple million years. Very earthy, very wet. Very musty. If you were in a bog right now, it'd kind of smell like that. But it's not sickening, it's more sweet. And as you guys approach, he's just going to take his hand off the tree that he's had his hand over and look at everybody and go, Greetings. I assume you have been informed. My name is Alec. Now, I can't take up a lot of time. I need to nurture this tree. She is going to be our new tree of life. When she is fully grown, which will take a long time, she will cover half of this you call the Plains of Onath. It should be about 500 feet tall and have a canopy of about 25 miles. She's going to be the heart and soul of this place as soon as I am done with her, but it's going to take a lot of time and effort. To the effort, I assume Dora has shown you what needs to be done. Carter's going to walk up and go, yep. Don't know how it's going to fucking happen, but yep. We haven't even started harvesting yet. And Alex just going to hold up a hand, and she's immediately going to shut the fuck up. I will help with the harvest. I have some friends I can call to help. You, she's going to look at Carter, and you, she's going to look at Puck. You two seemed perfect for that task. I need you to go to Lake Mead, as you people call it. Weird name. And tell them I need them out of there within the next couple days. Because I need to dig, and I need to borrow some water. As for the harvest, you guys need to tell all your merchant friends just to stay out and let me work. As long as they have their carts and whatever they're going to put it in handy, I will do the rest. And with that, he's going to wave a hand. And across the way, you're going to see about 4 or 5 tornadoes spread out. And if you give me some perception checks.
Sure.
Just 13 and over.
No. Oh.
10.
6 isn't going to work.
Nope.
We got an 18.
Oh, good. There we go. Thank you.
It's a good thing it's Tooth. So, Tooth, in the middle of those 5 tornadoes, you're going to see what looks to be an air elemental. And you're going to notice
Have I ever
that...
seen anything?
Nope.
Remotely?
To you, it's just a creature like him, but made out of air.
Okay.
And they are going to start slowly, meticulously. Each of them are going to take, like where you guys are, there's like 5 or 6 different types of crops being done. And there's a tornado in each of them. And this creature is basically gathering all the crop on it and sticking it in piles here and there to be picked up later. Now, I've done something for you. I need you to do something for me.
Yeah, they told me that apparently you need my help. This isn't what I do.
Well, but you're good with your mouth, I'm told. And Leela's just gonna, like, giggle and go, I would love to see that. But I need your ability to talk to your own kind. Because none of us like them.
You mean the Drow?
Yes. They have a stronghold under where I need to dig, and I thought it'd be nice to tell them I'm going to flood it before I flood it. They have a right to live, but they're in my way. So, I can get you started on the path to go see them. I need you to try to persuade them to move elsewhere. I can create a new spot for them up north. But if they're going to stay where they currently are, within a week, I will drown them. I'm working on the greater good here. Although they are not their ancestors, thankfully, they still need to move. So, I need you and your friends to persuade them to do that. I have found one of their entrances, and I would be happy to send you there.
Francisco's actually going to look a little bit flustered by this. I can't get more than like 300 yards away from that one and then point at Carter.
He's just going to wave his hand and it falls off.
And as soon as it falls, he's just like, oh god, yes.
Carter's just gonna sigh and say, well, fuck. And then she's gonna just put her hand up and go, he says yes. Jesus fucking Christ. Good timing. And she's just gonna, like, take hers off and throw it beside yours and say, fuck it.
I mean, we can before you go if you still like, Carter.
Leah's just gonna say, not before me.
Alec, you got yourself a deal.
Good. No time like the present, then. Puck, can you please take Carter and go inform Lake Mead of what is happening? You're going to see Puck just look at Carter and go, I can't say no to this. So, he's going to wave his hand and summon... What? Yeah, give me Arcana or History checks.
Yay!
Any of you students will get advantage. So Talos,
Yay!
Ben, and Sabryn.
2.
Arcana or history?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
Arcana or History.
Okay, gross, but not that bad.
17.
18.
It's
Nice.
He's going to summon a winged horse.
Damn, Benjamin!
He's going to summon a winged horse called a Pegasus.
Before Carter and Puck jump on, or we depart from them, I am gonna go up to Carter and say, look, I made a deal. I'm still gonna hold my deal.
Oh, I know that. I can still find you anytime I need to.
He's gonna roll his eyes and say, okay, I tried. Fuck it.
But I do appreciate it. And I will look after your kids for you. If I can.
You know, that sounds nice, actually.
Good. Enjoy your trip. I'm told it's dark down there. So, Alec is going to ask you all if you are ready.
Yeah, Tooth is going to step forward and say, I'll help.
Good.
Oh, yeah, I thought we were all going. Sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Tooth, should we pass out the potions now, just in case?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Any reservations if I take the other big one?
Nope.
Okay. So there were 6 total potions, 2 big ones?
No, so there were 6 regular, 2 greater. You and Francisco each take a greater. Francisco also took a regular. So there's 5 more regular ones. I'm going to take 1. Which leaves 4 for the 3 of you.
Got it.
So Talos, Ben, and then... If you want to give both of them 2 of the regular and you take the greater, or... Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
So Talos and Ben each get 2 regular healing potions.
Right.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes, please, sir. Thank you.
This is going to get weird for you. But
Yay.
please do not move. You're going to see him... he's going to create like a bench for you guys to sit on, because this might be easier for you. So you're going to have a whole bunch of vines just pop up underneath you into like little chairs to sit in. And the vines themselves are going to just lift up, and you guys are going to start moving very, very fast. Really fast. So, you guys are currently... So I'm going to ping on the map. You're here. So this is basically where the big tree is slowly going to be. In Roll20. And
Can you ping that again?
Yep. Right there.
Okay.
And you are going to be about here in about a minute. And by the map, that's a good, 150 miles. So you're going about 150 miles a minute. And as soon as you get there, which is pretty quick, you're not going to see much except for a lot of stuff going by you. A lot of stuff going by you.
God, I wonder what the G on that acceleration must be.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just feel the wind blow, but other than that, you feel like you're just sitting there doing nothing. As you get there, you're going to be lowered to the ground again, and he's going to reach out with 5, he's going to create 5 hands out of himself, and have you grasp them. And then you're going to slowly descend into the ground.
Shit, I don't know.
I hate this. Yeah,
Just
Sabryn hates this.
Breathe normal. This will be fine. You'll be fine.
Breath.
I don't want to get you into the logistics of what is about to happen. Just try not to move it. It'll be a little easier for me. So as you slowly descend and everything goes dark, you it's a weird feeling. You're going to be shifting through layers of rock, dirt, metal. You're going to feel yourself stop a few times, move sideways, go down, move sideways, go down. And Sabryn, you're going to have that strange feeling, you know what he's going around. It'll be piles and piles of obsidian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as someone who was sort of buried alive, hate this.
Sort of.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little different area from where you were found, but still that same feeling. And eventually, you're going to come across a nice opening. And he is going to send you all to this very, very dark place. I'm going to bring your tokens out for you, and you will notice you now have your dark vision.
Oh, good. So none.
Yeah. So he's going to set you all down. And go, I don't envy you this trip, but thank you. Welcome to the Underdark.
Thanks, I hate it. I throw up some dancing lights immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put that on for you. And Tooth, in Minotaur, he's going to look beside you and say, honor to your house. Your line still lives. And then he's going to go away. And we'll go for break.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cool.